right, guys, let's do the NFC East. Philadelphia minus 140 to win the division. We know the history with this division. Normally, you don't see the same team win it back-to-back years. Well, Philly should have won it last year, choked away the division at the end of the year. Cowboys won the division. Everybody out on the Cowboys. They got all these contractual disputes, the future of Dak Prescott, losing some guys in free agency. Dallas at plus 175 to win the division, and then you have your two long shots. Washington at 11-1, the Giants at 16-1. Raheem, you are the resident Cowboy fan. This price with Philadelphia, minus 140, most talented team. Questions about the coaching staff, Sirianni's future. Is this priced properly, or should this be even higher in your opinion?
It should be higher. And there are some minus 120s in the market. The Philadelphia Eagles are by far the best team in this division, and it's not even close. And you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they started off the season 10-1, and they went into a total tailspin. We kind of knew that they were overperforming their point differential last year, but I look at the fact that they added Saquon Barkley. I look at all of the moves that they've made, getting rid of Brian Johnson. I mean, that's absolutely huge. We knew coming into the season that losing Shane Steichen was going to be a problem. When you replace him with Kellen Moore, you add in Vic Fangio. I just think this team is the cream of the crop in the division. I'm laying them to win this division by far.
Yeah, I share all of Dream's enthusiasm, JJ, and I can't remember whether we here at East Coast Bias tried to do all the betting buddies out there as solid. We were on this Eagles team many times when we were
grabbed
talking.
it.
We did.
We grabbed it.
It was plus money to win this division, a couple of months ago, but everybody started turning their attention to the football season, and everybody started seeing what was going on in Dallas, and it was like, let's get moving here. I am in these Eagles secondary markets, adjacent markets. Last remaining undefeated team, 11-1. Now they're up against Detroit and Kansas City and San Francisco, but San Francisco and Kansas City play each other in Game 7. Detroit might have a little bit of an easier path, but 11-1 I like. And then my favorite bet on the board for the Philadelphia Eagles. There, you can get into some specials, some Philly specials on FanDuel. Saquon Barkley to score 3 or more regular season touchdowns against the New York Giants. So they play him twice. Will Saquon get to 3 touchdowns? It's plus money. Oh, I didn't write it down. It's an excellent price. It's around.
It's plus 550.
See, there we go. Dreams all over it. My favorite bet.
Here's my only problem with that. They run that dopey tush push all the time. You could see that if there's ever a game where they're going to say, hey, Saquon, we want you to get it, maybe it's those 2 games, but I think that's why it's priced the way it is.
Undoubtedly. Here's the thing. I think this team is moving off the tush push. I think if they keep it, it's Saquon at quarterback. I think this is part of the quiet undercurrent, underreported story with Jalen Hurts last year. Dude was hurt the second half of the season, and he was hurt because they kept putting him out there in running situations. I think he's going to run less, and I think they acquired Saquon Barkley deliberately for the purpose of putting that man behind center for those yards.
Okay, let's get to the Cowboys, Raheem. Over-under's 9.5. It's at minus 144. Everybody's out on the Cowboys. I mean, listen, you don't have to be somebody who's, a genius to figure this one out. They have contractual disputes. It seems like this could be the last dance, maybe, for Dak Prescott. McCarthy coming back after the disaster against the Packers. Yet, I find myself, Raheem, in a position where everybody is so out on Dallas. Oh, Dallas is going to stink. They're not going to be any good. They're this, they're that. McCarthy gets teams to the playoffs every single year. Do I think Dallas is a Super Bowl contender? No. Do I think Dallas can easily hit this win total of 9.5? I think they can, Raheem. I think that's why it's juiced the way it is. I want to zag when everybody's zigging on Dallas. You see where I'm coming from?
I do. And I hate this win total because I think it's priced properly. I think when it opened at 10.5, there was good reason to take the under because when you look at all of the attrition of all of the guys they lost, Tyron Smith, Tyler Biadasz, you look at the fact that, Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, like Stephon Gilmore, they lost so many pieces. And the only names of note that they've signed were an old Ezekiel Elliott, Royce Freeman, and Eric Kendricks. So you're looking at this team and you say, you know what, I need to go under. And then you look at the contract disputes with Dak and CeeDee Lamb, and you're looking at a team that feels like they're in turmoil. But then when you look at the last 3 seasons, this team has gone 12-5. And, particularly a year and a half ago, all of the sharps were taking the under on the Cowboys. So, like you said, Mike McCarthy, he wins regular season games. He gets these teams to the playoffs. Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the regular season. So I don't want to bet against the regular season Cowboys. I want to bet against the playoff Cowboys. I'm sitting this one out.
Yeah, JJ, I am, I don't have a radical point of view, point of departure either when it comes to Dallas. My favorite bet is for them to miss the playoffs at plus 164. They have the
wow. That's it.
Wow.
But aren't you scared about the NFC stinking?
Well, here's the thing. You sit down and you look at how that breaks out, right? You have, I think, 5 teams that you can come to some agreement on. Philadelphia to win the NFC East, San Francisco to win the West, Detroit to win the North, and we all have Green Bay. So there's 4 teams. The NFC South is going to put in a team. That's 5 teams. So now you need 2 teams out of Seattle, who we think is improved, the Rams, who, have all the talent in the world offensively, the Bears, who everybody loves, and then, quietly, Tampa might be able to conjure up some magic again. And there is some sentiment out there that the C words are going to be. Now, it's not my sentiment, but I've heard some people I hear some people saying it. I'm not one of the people saying it. So it's just, if there's only 2 spots, then I think the price is right to go ahead and fade Dallas. That's all.